Hello, everybody. Can you see me and hear me? Thank you, Linda. Okay, before we get started, a couple things. One, I just got another IPL treatment done, so these are not bruises, and my chest is not having a good time. Anyway, um, I'm fine. It's just from the laser. That's one. Two, please go watch the podcast episode with Brock from last night that posted, and I have another one tonight with Michaela posting. Please, please, please check them out. I finally got better at video editing, so now they are a lot more uh, easy to watch. I'll be going back and fixing the old ones as well. I'm dealing with a neck issue, so I can't look to the left at all. So if I'm moving weird, that's why. Don't ever get a massage and then go straight to the chiropractor. Anyways, that's all. So if I look a little weird today and I'm moving a little weird today, that is why. I am fine. So nobody email me worrying, please. Okay. Let's go to the top. And Gavin is home from school today. I'm going to attempt to stay on for 2 hours. We'll see what happens. I'm looking for the start. 1 second. Is it is it optimal for me to visit family in Arkansas for the 4th of July rather than going on the friend reunion trip in Arkansas in August? You can only do one. Family trip. I think this is a little too zoomed in. 1 second. Family trip versus friend reunion. I think family trip looks a little bit more like what you need right now, although I feel like the friend trip may be more of what you want. I feel like the family trip looks more of what you didn't know you needed right now. Were the nightlights in my uncle's vacation home related to voyeurism? Did the autistic children instinctively know? Was it related to voyeurism? Judgment would be finality, and the lovers would be a connection. So it does feel like there's some major link there with the judgment card. Did the autistic children instinctively know? Temperance and death in reverse. Temperance in reverse is giving to me like feeling, like I don't need to intellectually know it because I can feel it. And death is kind of giving me like I feel it without even knowing what I'm even picking up on type of thing. So I would say yes to that. Birthday message from my higher self on Sunday. Happy birthday. Birthday message from your higher self. I don't know why this light is like hitting this like this today. New levels, new devils is kind of the message that I would say with this, with the King of Cups. It's like you're ready for emotional mastery, but the way to emotional mastery in this case is going to be through an old pattern surfacing so that you can witness yourself choosing differently. So your birthday present to yourself is release, but it comes through some kind of initial frustration. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn my light down. One second. Is that's that's better. Okay, good enough for now. General message with token. Thumbtack. Put a pin in it. Put a pin in what? There's something that's a ways in the distance that's keeping you from focusing on something that you need to focus on more in the now. Not that it's not good to have that goal in the distance because it is, but are you allowing yourself to focus on that at the expense of something that needs more focus now as opposed to later? My daughter has an event this evening and is heartbroken my mom isn't with us. Any message from her? Message from your mom. Oh, where's the dice at? It's on the floor, which is making me feel like I want to, for some reason, pull one of these. Justice. What I hope you realize is you have permission to be happy again. Justice. Justice. Justice gives me the energy of logic here. Your daughter's event this evening, it's like your mother has been almost like working with your daughter on a particular avenue of mindset that's going to help tonight. It's almost like your mom is saying, "You know I'm with you because I'm with you in the very thoughts that it took to build up to something here." Um like I'm deep in it. And you're asking this on a day where I happen to be using the stained glass tarot, so I'm almost wondering if there's some bit of like Queen of Swords in reverse. Swords. I feel like the message is she doesn't need to overthink anything because whatever she needs for this event is so deeply ingrained in her. And your mom has been working on the mindset with your daughter that's going to help it just be natural. So there's nothing to worry about. Who You'd Be Today by Kenny Chesney, and it's a graduation um, picture. How will court go for me in July? I'm going to go to the other list in a second. How will court go for me in July? Good and bad. Is there like a it almost feels like lack of finality, like either you're not all the way happy with the outcome and you push for a different outcome like after the fact, or there's this energy of like reevaluation of what's already in place. So it almost feels like things redirect. Not best or worst case scenario, but it feels like some kind of why can't I think of that word right now? Like appeal of some sort. But it feels like the appeal comes after some kind of finality. So I don't all the way love the outcome. I have to appeal it. The outcome isn't worst case scenario, but I'm still going for a better outcome, if that makes sense. New member, thank you. Well, welcome back. I didn't mean to pick up this deck. I meant to pick up the other one, but let's see. Over cultivated garden. I picked up this deck to tell you you're doing too much. It almost feels like you've broken out of a cycle of avoidance of something, but now there's all these obstacles that are challenging you. Are you going to go back into a comfort zone of avoiding when you have an excuse not to because you have all this other stuff to do? I would say make sure that you're not numbing because of how much is on your plate right now. Message from mom and a song. Message from mom. Love never fades. It just finds new ways to remain. I feel like you watched 15 months. 15, what's the 15th? 15th. 15th was last Thursday. I feel like you've seen something on TV since last Thursday that it's almost like your mom is referencing that memory resurfacing, if that makes sense. Like I was with you in that resurfacing of the memory, justice and judgment. She's proud of you for some kind of reframing of thought that came around the time as that memory. So the reframing of thought had nothing to do with the memory that is associated with her. Like this would be like I'm watching a movie, I'm reminded of my mom. The next day I have this major perspective shift and it leads to this whole new avenue of thought. It's like she's referencing something that has nothing to do with the movie but happened around the time of the movie. Like major perspective shift, I see you, good job, yes, you're on the right track type of thing. And the song was I Lived by One Republic. New member, again, welcome back. I'm going to use this one for you as well. Let's see what happens. Also, because I don't know where the other one is. It's over there. Nothing wants to come out. There we go. Invisible Cry. Interesting, because it didn't want to come out, and it's coming out as Invisible Cry. There's something you've been holding back on letting yourself experience. And it feels like you're not letting yourself experience it because you're afraid that it's going to almost break the dam open of these emotions that have held back. Almost wondering if this is something family related. Like, I don't know if I want to go to this thing because it's going to start memories of this. What do you need to know about it? The moon and the sun. Feeling the hard feelings may be exactly what you need to set yourself free. Going back to this list. Why has my brother started acting completely out of character and how can we help him? It's like I've lost my purpose or I'm either misaligned from my purpose. Something like planning work wise may have fallen apart. But Six of Wands, it's like something's falling apart behind the scenes, and for some reason I need to save face. Where's my finger? Save face, or like I need to put on a mask that everything's fine because I need to try and fix what is falling apart before people recognize that it's fallen apart. If I could give you one card to what has fallen apart. King of Swords. And I picked it up because I thought maybe that was a female on the card. It's not. King of Swords. I thought it was a female. I'm intellectualizing my feelings instead of feeling them because of trying to keep the mask on that everything's fine when it's not with whatever that is that fell apart. I've lost control of the strategy. We are planning on suing our company for unpaid wages, no breaks, lunches, etc., etc. Any insights into this or the outcome? We are planning on suing our company. Which one's you, the Emperor or the Empress? You're the Empress. You need more than what you have to get the outcome that you want. I don't know if that's more people like getting on board with it. I don't think that's it. I think what this is saying is right now, because they're coming out as the Emperor, whereas you're the Empress in reverse. So right now it's like giving king me in chest, right? Like you think you have a, what's that? Like it's like you think you have a checkmate and then I don't really know anything about chess, but they knock your checkmate out and they uncheckmate it. This feels like that, like they have a response to what you have so far, so you need a got ya thing. Could you get it? Yes. Do you have it yet? No. Eight of Cups is reversed, so there's a way to get it. It makes me think of like spreadsheets. Like there's more data points that are going to be needed. You're on the right track, but you're not there yet. to getting the outcome that you want. There's more. Keep digging. There's a pattern. There's some kind of additional pattern that if you bring it with you, it'll help. How will my dog's ultrasound go? Am I right to be pushing for medication despite the vet's reluctance? How will the ultrasound go? It's very contradictory energies. It's almost like there's something where they're like, oh, well, there's this, but there's nothing to really worry about. And you're like, well, I'm worried about it. Why would I not be? Almost like what's that word? Maybe come off as more nonchalant about something that you're like, okay, is it really that nonchalant or is there something here? Are you right to be pushing for medication despite the vet's reluctance? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why are they reluctant? There's no. Oh. I was going to say there's no way to make money off of it, but then my brain kind of went to like not fixing the problem brings you back for more visits. I would maybe go and get a second opinion. I would maybe go and get a second opinion. Something's weird there. Message from my father about my mom and brothers. Message from my father about my mom and brothers. What was that card that was sticking up? Something was kept from you, but the pieces are there. Give Heaven Some Hell by Hardy. And there's the chess I was just talking about. What did I say about that? It's like there's a checkmate and there's like an uncheckmate. Yes, but something was kept from you, but the pieces are there. Would it make sense to you if I said that you're correct in thinking that there's deeper feelings than are being shown about something and there's some kind of something was kept from you, but the pieces are there? If you follow the thought you had about deeper emotions, you'll start to logically put together what's not being said, if that makes sense. Has anything shifted for me? 1 second. Six of Swords, Four of Wands, Three of Cups in reverse. Well, Six of Swords would be yes. That's literally a shift. Four of Wands here is victory in Three of Cups in reverse, comfortable solitude. So you're starting to shift into being more at ease in your own company because of healing something deeper is usually how that works. So you're not as prone to want to run away from your thoughts as you were. Info on my soulmate. Tarot says, I know them now. Do you know them now? What's the likelihood that you know them now? Four of Wands would be a soulmate connection. Five of Pentacles in reverse would be no longer separated by that brick wall. Queen of Swords, looking over at the scene. Queen of Wands in reverse on the bottom of the deck. I want to say you've had some kind of briefer interaction or encounter with this person, and the encounter was very intellectually stimulating, almost in a way that was like, oh, I'm a little intimidated. Queen of Wands in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Like there was intellectual stimulation that rifled your confidence, not in a bad way. I don't know if rifled's the right word, but like did something to your confidence for a second, if that makes sense. Or that's a sign when you know that it is them that you're interacting with. Does my father consciously or unconsciously know about the predators in my extended family? How do I word this? Okay, let's just do it like that. Does he consciously know? Does he unconsciously know? consciously. The Magician 10 of Cups, it's been communicated to me through a family member. Like, it's been shown to me, maybe not like literal, but like it's been maybe like a text message or something, of other people talking about it. Communication about it has been shown to me. So maybe I'm shown a conversation of person A and person B talking about this situation, something like that. Unconsciously, it's interesting. 8 of Cups in reverse is interesting because it's like, um, I can't unknow it. I can't get away from it. I've tried Ace of Wands in reverse. I can't not know it. So I do feel like this is something that there's a bit of a crisis of conscience about. Hey, Steve. Steve was in the premiere last night. Let's see. What do we need to hear today? Oh, the wound of the dusty path. Walking ancestral pain you didn't choose. It's interesting because I feel like you related to something in what Brock was saying that aligns with that. Like carrying something that it's time to put down. 8 of Cups, 10 of Cups in reverse. Interesting. Whatever this dusty path is with 10 of Cups in reverse, you're the one that's meant to break it. You're the one that's meant to put down whatever this subconscious pattern is. 8 of Cups, avoidance. Whatever wound it is that you've been facing instead of avoiding, it's like you're the first one that's a generational curse breaker for that particular energy in your family. All right, I'm going back to this list. Suing the company. Would it be a better idea for me to reopen my old Etsy shop or to open up a new one? Old, new. I feel like because okay, if justice wasn't here and this was any other card, I would go with reopen your old. With justice, it makes me want to word it as it could go either way. I'm leaning more towards reopening your old just because you can restructure the foundation that's already there. And with the moon in reverse, it's like being seen. So I guess on Etsy's end, it's like, okay, let's push back out this shop that's already had some bit of traction, right? But I also feel like you could, Page of Pentacles in reverse, just pop out with a fresh new rebrand right from the beginning. So I feel like it could go either way, but I'd lean a little bit more towards reopening just because the push from Etsy could help. Any messages from my higher self? Any messages from my higher self? There's like a door that won't open for you right now, and it's almost like you're trying to kick it down and break it down with a sledgehammer, and spirit's like, how do I make sense of this? Okay, this is about to take a whole different turn. It's like you're on a cruise ship and you're going past this little island and you're like, that's the best island I've ever seen. I need to get off. I need to get on this island. And you're about to jump ship to like swim across, right? Not realizing the water that you jump into is super cold. The distance is further than you think. If you wait a little longer, there's an island that's going to be even closer that the ship's going to stop at to let you off. I feel like this is career related somehow. Somehow that translates to career. Anyway, so the message is just hold on because the island that's going to actually be better for you and closer, and you're not going to have to jump in the freezing water and try to swim to, will be up ahead. If that makes sense. When will we receive our BCBS settlement? This is like appealing to a higher court. 10 of Wands. Now I have the burden of trying to get you to have to take action with the Emperor or with the Hierophant, the higher burden of appealing to a higher authority. Queen of Cups in reverse to me is like pleading. I'm having to plead my case to a higher decision maker. I feel like you're going to have to appeal, or this is saying No, it feels like you're going to have to appeal something. Maybe it's saying it's just going to take more time because of an already existing appeal, but it feels like that hasn't happened yet. Will Angie sue the right spirit to be my roommate? Was Angie Sue the right spirit to be my roommate? I would say yes. Um sorry, I had to change that song. Interesting. Hall of Fame is the song that just came on. I feel like the connection here between the two of you, would it make sense if I said that this person would be willing and able to pick up slack where at times you may need a little more help? Like, I don't really feel well enough to do all this today. And this person will kind of do that with like it's intellectually stimulating for them to help in some way, if that makes sense. Any messages on health and restoration? Health and restoration. It feels like whatever you recently made a change to, Four of Pentacles feels like day to day. Like you've been making some efforts to show up differently or to stop doing something. Maybe it feels more likely. Um, it's like you're not there yet, but you're rebuilding a part of the foundation that was weakened by some kind of health thing or lack of health thing. So you're strengthening the foundation, even though sometimes it may feel stronger than others. Token for the weekend. Rain. Maybe literal. Let's see. That was 8 of Swords I just picked up too. Coming in as quick and going just as fast, almost like a storm, almost like a summer storm, but not literal. Anticipate a summer storm, but not literal, one that comes in quickly and goes just as quickly. Almost like a thing of emotions that comes and goes, or like problem and solution, obstacle and release, something like that. Will the new supplies help with my hair growth? Will the new supplies help with my hair growth? I feel like there's going to be a side effect you don't like. Will it help? Yes. Um, but it also feels like there's going to be a moment of, okay, is it worth continuing to take this if I'm getting headaches or something? There's some kind of caveat. It feels like there's a side effect, but it does feel like it's going to help. Did I make the right decision or will I regret it? Did I make the right decision? I'll put it like this. It's okay to make the right decision and still mourn what you didn't choose. It feels like it's this. Did you make the right decision? 4 of Wands is a victory. So right off the bat, yes. But these are like the underlying. Basically, when I do these 3, I always do the first 2 and then I say something in my head. And the third one that comes out after that kind of points me in the direction of, yeah, you're right, keep going, or bounce a little bit this way, right? So for this, I said yes. And all I got was yes, but. Yes, but what? You're still going to mourn what you didn't choose. Even though it wasn't the wrong decision, there's just because you're having feelings of grief does not mean you made the wrong decision. It just means that there was emotions attached to what you didn't choose. So yes, but you're still going to experience a bit of buyer's remorse of some kind. Are they manifesting the weather in Kentucky for land grab? Ending of something so that something different can take its place, right? Queen of Wands, we're confident about it. We're confident about ending something so that something else can take its place. The Fool in reverse. I almost want to say more like a land clear than a land grab, but obviously that's still the same thing. But this almost feels like you're in the right arena, but not for the reasons that you expect. So yeah, we want this, but not because of why you think. Oh, manipulating, not manifesting. Yeah, that. Any messages regarding my upcoming plans, events this weekend? Plans and events this weekend. There's a struggle to let yourself be in the moment because your mind is somewhere else the whole time. Obviously, because I'm telling you this before you're having these plans, you can change that and choose to uh, reroute your thoughts, I guess. But it does feel like you're going to struggle to be in the moment because of something else you're heavily thinking about that's not going good over there. Um, I guess it could be that something not going good over there gets kind of incorporated. It doesn't feel like that. It just feels like it's separate. It feels like your mind that's going back and forth. So keep yourself as present in the moment as you can to enjoy it because you want to do it. So let yourself enjoy it. Anything I need to know right now. I'm going to go to the other list in a second. Anything I need to know right now. Mama of 3. I feel like when it comes to mama, there's something that you're being unnecessarily hard on yourself about. And I think that that sounds very cliche, but I feel like whatever this is, it's becoming almost like an obsession of thought. Like you are trying confirmation bias, right? It's like instead of just going about your day and being like, oh, this kind of goes with that. It's like you're looking for reasons to be hard on yourself about something. And if you look for reasons for this particular thing, you're going to keep finding them, even if it doesn't necessarily align. So there's a need to unpack the deeper meaning of why that's happening. A past wound being triggered is why your brain is trying to find reasons to be mad at yourself or hard on yourself. So allow yourself to catch yourself in those moments and trace it back to the root. Any idea what the lump is on my husband's neck? I'm going to go to the other list after this. I forgot. Lump on neck. Hanged man being reversed with lovers. Something that there's multiple or two of not being in proper flow, almost like a clogging of glands or something. Like a 6 of swords in reverse, lack of flow, clogging of glands. Why can't I think of that word? Where are your adrenals? Why is that coming to mind? Adrenals are like here, right? Somewhere. It feels like a clogging of like a not something major like an artery, something more easily fixed, right? Like adrenals or something like that. I would say definitely get it checked though if you haven't already. Oh, this list. 1 second. I need to change this playlist. 1 second. Okay. New member. Thank you. I'm going to use this deck today for the new members. Kindness curse, taught that love must be earned with pain. Your question right now is what is tying you up like this? That's an outdated belief from the past that is no longer a part of the energy that you stand in that doesn't have as much people pleasing, or in whatever way that translated to you. What belief now needs to go because you're no longer in that same people pleasing energy? Why is Victor acting badly and how to help him? Vider. Is this your brother? Is this the same person? Is this the card that came out before? Four of Pentacles. It almost, you know what? It kind of gives the energy of, but not literal. Like, I had a certain amount of time for a solution in something that other people were counting on me for, and I'm not able to provide a solution, and time isn't up yet, but I'm running out of time to get the solution for the people that are waiting on it. That's kind of Five of Cups, and I'm feeling defeated. I don't know, it kinda gives I'm not out of time yet, but I feel like I am, so I'm giving up on myself, and that's showing even though I'm trying to hide it. Hopefully that makes sense. Is there a way to get more consistent sales in my Etsy shop? I'll have a month where I get good sales, but then my next month, the shop is dead. Um, it's it's almost like some months Etsy's pushing you out, and some months I'm wondering if do you have sales on a specific schedule? If you don't, maybe start marking up and putting a sale. Etsy will push your stuff out more, I think, if there's a 20% sale. So maybe try and maybe increase the value of certain listings in some way, maybe add a little bit extra or something like that that would increase the value, but then put it on that bigger sale. For me, Etsy's always been almost like pushing it up over the hill. When you can get it up over the hill, it will kind of roll on its own, but you need to get it up and over that hill. And it feels like sales are kind of what I'm being guided to tell you to focus on, getting more value in your listing so that you can mark up and sale down. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. In a way that helps you stand out as well. So maybe adding a little bit of extra digital product to it or video product to it. Maybe you can link like a teaching video or something like that to it. Does Cinnamon have any advice to Bridgewall? Seven of Wands in reverse, putting down defenses. Four of Swords, laying to rest. I'm reading this Bridgewall. Are you saying passing over? That's how I'm reading this. So if you're not, I'm gonna have to relook at this. Let me know. But I'm kind of reading this as passing over, right? Putting down defenses and laying to rest when you're ready. I guess I'd say I maybe even if it's not that, even though it feels like this is referencing passing over of some kind, that you'll know when the time is right. You'll know when it's time to not fight against the current, almost is how I want to word that. Three of Wands in reverse. You're getting the answers now that will make sense looking back. I accepted a new job offer as IEP coordinator leadership. That is not the job. Is that not the job I end up with now? If not, same or more ideal job, and when? So is that the job you'll end up with right now? I feel like it's transitionary. I feel like for a time, yes. Seven of Pentacles, you're putting in some kind of work here. But Six of Wands in reverse, you might not be going the long haul. So it feels transitionary. If not, same or more ideal job. Something more outside of your comfort zone that you're not necessarily ready for right now, but the experiences that you'll have in this role prepare you for, which is why it's transitionary. So same or more ideal, it feels like you're heading towards something that's inevitably going to be more ideal eventually, but you need more experiences to prepare you for it. I kind of feel like you'll be at this one for a bit. Message from spirit with token, and then I'm going to go back to the other list. So rose and a bird. There's a need to give yourself what you're seeking externally right now. It's like you're looking for answers that can only come from Page of Pentacles in reverse. You're seeking answers externally. You're like, okay, if I find these answers, I'll know. But you can't be given the answers because there's not space for them. There's something that needs to be let go of so that you can fully receive the answers that you're seeking. Space being made, so to speak. Any messages from my mom and a song? Any messages from my mom? Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beach Boys is playing. I think that's by the Beach Boys, right? Yeah, the Beach Boys. The cycle you're breaking is thinking you need permission to be free. Africa by Toto. It's going to take me a lot to drag. It's going to take a lot to drag me away from you. Breaking a cycle to be free. I feel like right now, 10 of Pentacles and 3 of Cups both reversed. Friends and family both in reverse. The cycle you're breaking is thinking you need permission, not from family, not from friends, not needing permission. Africa, you can do it by yourself. You can travel the world, around the world. It feels like hypothetically. It feels like there's something that you're meant to go expand on right now. You're supposed to follow it full-fledged, even if other people can't all the way see why this change is as important to you as it is. It has some kind of ripple effect power to it. Is it accurate that Judge Bev is truly biased in the Karen Reed trial, and will Judge Bev have the legal consequences for the way she is hindering the defense and helping the prosecution? What can we know about what's the relationship between Judge Bev and bias for the Karen Reed trial? What can we know about the relationship between them? It's the foundation of a Empress in reverse is saying to me almost like I want to find a way to avoid feeling bad about what I'm doing, if that makes sense. And Empress in reverse is like I'm not seeing the I'm not picking up on the emotional cues because I'm trying to defend the logic that I'm having about it. Does that read as bias or just emotional indifference? Two of Wands in reverse, Page of Pentacles in reverse. I guess I would say that this does read as it could be bias because it feels like it's causing certain decisions to not be made because Page of Pentacles in reverse is almost like prove it more, prove it more, prove it more. So it's, I guess I'd say the bias feels to be there's a higher standard for the defense to defend than there is for the prosecution to prosecute. That's kind of how I feel to word that. Message from spiritual team on how to open my third eye more consistently. Queen of Swords. word is what it says. And it's a little guy hanging on a word. And Queen of Swords could be writing, channeled drawing. Queen of Pentacles in reverse, out of your body into your mind. Channeled writing and channeled drawing feel important. Put on a playlist, music, kind of close your eyes, channeled write, channeled draw, and then shuffle a couple random songs and see if what you drew from that aligns with that. Do like little exercises like that. It's basically showing you how to interpret the way in which your spirit team's talking to you. What will be the outcome of my mom telling Jenna the truth about what happened with John? What will be the outcome? From Jenna's perspective, it's like, okay, I'm going to use this as fuel. I'm going to allow this to remold my focus of energy. However, I'm going to need a minute to recalibrate. So like I'm going to rest for a few moments, and then I'm going to what's being referenced is in my mind, and this doesn't feel like it has anything to do with this situation. It's just an example. But like when someone goes through a bad breakup and then they have a major glow up, it kind of gives that energy. Whereas before I was maybe resisting this, now I'm stepping all the way into it because this is giving me the fuel. So it feels like there's going to be healing or like progress made here after some kind of initially more challenging thing to unpack. What have my recent vivid dreams been trying to say? You're right about it's almost like there's a situation where you're like, I don't know how they did it, but I know why. And the why is enough. I don't need to know the how because I know the why, and the why allows me to act accordingly so that I can protect myself. Three of Cups in reverse is like someone that really didn't have your best interest at mind. Six of Wands in reverse, but they didn't tell you this or show you this. It was more of like a private battle they had with you. You're right about that person's personal vendetta with you that they really have for no reason. You don't need to know how or anything like that. Just knowing that it exists allows you to move accordingly, if that makes sense. I lost my dear friend Julie this week. Does she have any messages? Oh no, I'm sorry for your loss. Let's see. Messages from Julie. You'll know I'm near when you dream of me and it feels more like a visit. I feel like right now the message, especially with the light bulb, the Six of Cups is like nostalgia. It's the Six of Hearts is like the Six of Cups. It's like nostalgia, right? I feel like Julie's kind of saying, I'm going to show up. I'm going to give you signs. I'm going to give you dreams, but I first need to give you a minute to heal. Because if I were to show up in a dream right now, it's going to send you into an emotional, nostalgic spiral that I don't need you to be in right now. So give me a little time and I will show up for you more consistently. Like you'll feel my presence more strongly, but I also want to give you a minute because I almost feel like there's something that Let Love In by the Goo Goo Dolls. I was like, that song sounds so familiar. There's also something that this is exposing a wound that the memories associated with Julie could only expose, if that makes sense. Like this is bringing up a specific memory from a specific time period, even if you don't consciously realize it. When I Look to the Sky by Train, it's like she's like, I'm here, but also I'm going to hold your hand through something else that's going to be healed as you heal from this loss, if that makes sense. How is your mom's health? How is quickly going towards answers about why things aren't getting better. It feels like there's a lack of progress being made right now, but because of the lack of progress, there's like it's kind of giving, okay, now that we know that plan A doesn't work, now we can try plan B. It feels like that. So there's frustration in lack of progress, but lack of progress gives the opportunity for a different type of solution. Does the next step have a connection with me publishing school/teacher wellness workshops, podcasts, and resources on your website platforms? No, something you don't expect yet. Um, it's almost like when you ask for shoes for Christmas and then you end up getting just a gift card, and when you go to the store, you're like, "These are the shoes I'm gonna buy 100%." But then you get to the store with this gift card and you're like, "Oh, I have a little bit extra money, so let me get these a little bit nicer shoes." It's kind of that. Like, I didn't know I was looking for this, but it makes more sense for me now that I know I have the ability to do it. And that ability to do it, that little bit of extra money that I referenced in that analogy, is the experience that you're getting from what you're doing now. So that may be incorporated in it, but it doesn't feel like that's the extent of it. Any positive messages for my spirit team with a song? Any positive messages? What's Poppin' by Jack Harlow, which doesn't really feel like it would go with anything, but it actually kind of goes with what I was getting here. Um, What's Poppin' kind of gives me like Kool-Aid Man coming out of the wall, like, hey, what's up? Coming out of nowhere. Wasn't really invited, but I'm here anyway. There's this death and rebirth that if you were to have to accept it, you'd be like, no, that's too difficult. That's too messy. That's too much depth. But because it's coming like a Kool-Aid Man just bursting in, um, how do I word this differently? It's like something is going to happen within the next few weeks that holds up a mirror to exactly what you didn't want to see, but allows you to show up differently for yourself going forward. So, although it may be a jump scare in the moment, like, oh, the Kool Aid Man just burst through the wall, that Kool Aid Man hands you a mirror and you're like, oh, I was standing in my own way, or oh, I need to just change that little mindset, and everything else flips from that. It's like you're getting that kind of revelation soon. What's popping? What do I need to let go of to make space to receive the answers? Good question. Intellectualizing your emotions instead of feeling them. King of Swords and Queen of Cups. I'm intellectualizing it. I'm not feeling it. About having trouble telling if this Three of Pentacles is something that I had the opportunity to do that fell apart, and now I'm juggling with confidence in regard to taking chances, or I got what I wanted and it didn't feel the way I thought it was going to, and now I'm hesitating to even try things because what's the point? A mix of those in some degree. You're intellectualizing your feelings about it. So it's almost like if it was meant to bring up, why do we fear failure? Do we fear failure because there's been some kind of self-abandonment? But it's like it's getting stopped before you trace it all the way back to the root, if that makes sense. Message for the weekend, please. And then I'm going to go back to the other list. Message for the weekend. The Architect by Casey Musgraves. The Architect, Five of Pentacles, Three of Swords, the Architect of Pain. You're seeing some kind of purpose behind the pain that didn't make sense this weekend. The Star in reverse. Stars only shine darkest in the night. I guess I'd say message for the weekend. Allow memories to come up and show you something but then allow yourself to put down the weight of them. It feels like there's something surfacing to show you how far you've come from when you felt most disconnected from your direction, if that makes sense. It feels like it's an experience that's happening that you're going to look at it after and be like, oh, wow, look how far I've come since I thought of myself like that, or something along those lines. What is going on with my health? I don't want it to limit me living again. This kind of gives the vibes of like treatment for something, or a way in which something was previously managed um isn't doing it. Like when your body gets used to a certain, this is just an example. Your body gets used to 2 Advils, so then you need 3 Advils for the same effect. It feels like there's something like that. Like it's not working as well to put down the burden, and now there's like your body's in defense mode to counteract something not alleviating an issue as much as it did in the past, if that makes sense. So for example, let's just say you take some kind of this example is not going to make sense, but it's what I'm getting. Let's say you take some kind of medicine to help you be more flexible. Now it's like I need to do that and I need to stretch. You know what I mean? Like you need to trick the system and give it more because it's balanced out what you're already giving it, is how that feels. Why am I so afraid to acknowledge my awakening to others in my old group of friends? That's very common. Oh. Because Three of Pentacles is reversed. You know going into it that they don't share the same mindset, and it's almost like you're going into it knowing even if they don't judge me verbally, they're going to be judging me mentally, and I'm finally in a place where I'm comfortable enough with this that I don't really want them to try and talk me out of it. Not that they would, but it just feels like with Two of Swords in reverse, it's like once I take off this blindfold, I can't really ever put it back on. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. I feel like that's a very common thing. But I feel like it has a lot to do with that Three of Pentacles reversed. You know, right off the bat, you're going into it knowing that they're not going to share the same sight on it as you. So you're going in knowing you're going into some kind of disadvantage almost. And your brain is like, do we really want to do that? We could not. It just feels like that. I lost my place. There we are. Will Brett and Taylor get pregnant again, and timing? What is the likelihood of Brett and Taylor getting pregnant again? I feel like there's something to overcome here. I'm almost wondering if it's because they're both pentacles, like are finances all the way in order, or is one of them fearing stability? It kind of feels like there's a bit of an energetic, not block, but like something like, oh, now's not a good time. Now's not a good time. Don't let it happen yet. It feels like that until something gets sorted. What can we know about timing of the sorting it? A little bit slower moving. Not that it's not possible, but I don't feel like it's going to happen within the next year. Is what I mailed yesterday going to result in my favor on this dispute? Yes and no. What does that mean? It's like someone trying to think of an example. We realize we owe you $100 because of this, and we're going to try our darnest to give you $50 and make you feel like we're doing you a favor. Kind of gives that. So something, but you may have to fight for more. A message from my nephew who passed at 17 by suicide. I'm sorry for your loss. What do we have from your nephew? A Little More by MGK is playing, but hold on, the line that just. I had a dream that the world changed, and for a minute there was no pain. That's literally the line that was playing as I was reading a message from my nephew. So it feels like that was timed perfectly for him to be like, I'm not in pain anymore. I'm free from that burden. Um, and what I want you to remember about me is we are not just memories, we are stories still being written. I don't usually go in this direction for mediumship, but he's showing up as the King of Hearts. So it feels like there's some mission that your nephew's working on. I don't know if there's something that he was very passionate about while he was on Earth, like a topic or an organization or something. It's like I guess I'd say he's very alive in something that's actively in the world right now. He's working on something bigger than himself as a way of healing from the life review, I guess. So like I learned, I'm healing, and now I'm giving back before I come back, if that makes sense. That's kind of what I'm getting with that. Dance with My Father by Luther Vandross, and the bonfire. It's so interesting because in Brock's podcast episode interview that I posted yesterday, we literally referenced the bonfire. And I said, it's like you approach this bonfire and you have a stick, and you can either throw yourself in the stick or you can use this to light your torch, light your way. And it feels like he's taking a path now of using that torch to light the way for others through something he has his energy in that's still going on. So I almost feel like all that to say there's some kind of like mission, topic, something that's going to cross your path or the path of his parents, and you're going to be like, wow, that feels like if he was here he would want to be involved in that. And it's because it is like he is involved in something he's going to show you, if that makes sense. Event road trip, so maybe referencing something that would be in alignment with a road trip once taken, like a passion established from that. Hopefully that makes sense. What just fell on the floor? The Hanged Man, giving back of sorts. That's a very interesting message. Is tarot a path I should take? What role is tarot supposed to play for you right now? Let's word it like that. What path? Healing from something that has not yet completed. I feel like it's a tool that you could use to almost like figure out what comes next. It's like, okay, I'm going to use this to help me at this pivot point, right? The world, it's not ultimately where you end up, but it does feel with the Three of Swords like it's a necessary step. Maybe not necessary, but there's something that you're learning through tarot, either through yourself or others, that's helping you figure out what comes next. Specifically, what needs to be released so that you can make room for what comes next. So if you can use it in that way, I feel like it's something that could be a transitionary piece for you. Message from my spirit team. Message from my spirit team. So Page of Cups isn't typically the student card, but I'm getting student energy with it. So I'm guessing it's student of emotions. There's something that has made you feel defensive within the last couple weeks. And it wasn't happening as a punishment. It was happening as like almost like you have this special paintbrush that paints these really specific lines, but you forgot you even had it. And something that made you feel this way is triggering your remembrance of, oh, yeah, that paintbrush would get me out of this particular pickle. Like you're in the progress of mastery of an emotion, but it's almost like you put on the back burner and it's time to pick it back up, if that makes sense. And the key to the mastery of emotion is what makes you feel defensive and tracing that back down to the root. How will this weekend go? How will this weekend go? Almost like something you're waiting for doesn't come at all, or like is delayed, doesn't materialize. Something, this kind of gives me the energy of if you were to go to an event and it's nothing like it was shown to be, it almost feels like expectations being unmet is kind of how that would read. And maybe it's not an event, maybe it's just expectations unmet or boredom of some sort. Um, or something really feeling like it's dragging on while you're actually at it. So if it's not something being delayed or not done, it's like when I'm here, it's dragging on. Message from grandma, lucky number. Message from grandma. You've already survived every dark night that led to a new dawn. So okay. This doesn't feel like lucky number. This feels like symbolic number because I have 6 and I have 9, which is yin yang, good in bad, bad in good, right? The 1 is knocked over here. That would be the 6. That's the bad. This one's upright. The 9, good. It feels like there's encouragement to find the blessing in something that feels to not be going your way. What could you possibly be avoiding by having some kind of redirection? It's like encouragement to find, you might not be able to see the blessing, but what could be the potential avoidance of an obstacle by some situation that didn't go the way you intended it to. Fix You by Coldplay, and that's like a scene of therapy. So it's almost like you don't get what you want, but sometimes you get exactly what you need, even if it's a little uncomfortable to get it. Sorry, I can't stop moving the computer by accident. My mom passed suddenly in October. My sisters dream of her, but I do not. Is there a reason? Is there a reason? I think that it's almost like I don't want to interrupt your memories right now, if that makes sense. Like, yes, it's painful. Yes, the scene I'm being shown is in Survivor, like that show Survivor at the end of each season. I don't know if they still do this. I haven't seen it in like 10 years, but they used to have this scene where they walk up the mountain and they relive all these different scenes, like the last like 2 people or something like that. They go through all the different scenes of everyone when they were there. It's almost like there's this I don't want to interrupt right now your memories. There's something that even though it's painful is serving you well. And it's not the feeling of like I don't want to bring you comfort because I want you to feel sad. It's like I want you to just go on this journey up the mountain and have all these experiences before I show back up. There's some importance to it. There's something you're getting out of I don't want to interrupt the momentum. And I feel like there's meant to be some nostalgia in your sister's dreaming of her, like, look, it's not that I'm not showing up, it's just that you specifically are, I don't know, like getting different perspectives to heal from, if that makes sense. And I also feel like there's some bit in there that's it's helping you rebuild a bond or put down a wall between you and your sisters of some sort. I've noticed my intuition is definitely stronger and more precise. Am I heading in the right direction? Your healing, your confidence. No, Queen of Wands is actually kind of giving me solar plexus. You're healing your solar plexus. I'm thinking of the card that she has the sunflower in her hand. 5 of Swords in reverse. You've healed your solar plexus through your mind. It's like you've made sense of something that now you no longer have to continue to go back and, I don't know, blame or shame yourself for decisions or choices that you made or things that you allowed or things that you didn't see until you like couldn't not see it, right? Um Self-forgiveness for your own innocence. Like you've forgiven yourself for things that you couldn't have known until you had the experience, even though the experience was hard, if that makes sense. Mind, heart, both of the same. You're allowing your intuition's getting stronger because you're allowing yourself back into your heart space. You're no longer trying to unpack something. You've made sense of it because of forgiving yourself for, it's almost like the sense that you made of it, whatever it was okay, well, I have to forgive myself because there's no way I could have known better until this experience. There's no way I could have chosen differently until this experience. So it feels like in that moment, there was this release, 3 of Swords in reverse, where you're now able to forgive yourself for it. What does Bo need? What does Bo need? A safe place. 5 of Wands in reverse is like I need to feel like I'm separated from some kind of tension. And Queen of Wands, I'm confident it's not going to return. 3 of Swords in reverse, it's been released. 9 of Cups in reverse as the underlying energy. Temperance in reverse. It's kind of giving I need someone to kind of pluck me out of one environment and put me into another in a way that I wouldn't be able to do for myself, if that makes sense. Like almost like I need someone to make the decision for me to take me away from the tension and not give me another choice. Oh, working this weekend. Okay, so a more boring, uneventful work shift. Oh, the event is tonight and her prom and graduation is in 2 weeks. We got the graduation card. What's the graduation message? What is the graduation message? You can do it. Oh. You can do it is for the event tonight. The graduation image is for the graduation. So they flip-flopped. Almost like she was like, I know you'd be back for the other part of the message. Amazing Grace by Elvis Presley. I want you to open your heart to the beauty that still surrounds you. It's almost like she's telling her in advance how beautiful she's going to look at prom. And then the lemons, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Lemonade stand as a kid, maybe a reference here. Also, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I had no other way to get you these messages, but I had to get you the messages for your graduation. That's funny. I have 9 of Cups on the bottom of the deck too. So wish fulfillment. one step away from a wish fulfillment. So it's like her message to watching your daughter is like, all your dreams are about to come true. You can do it. I'm there with you at your graduation, and you look beautiful. And a song. Hold on. Can't Go Back Now by the Weepies. That feels like a graduation song. It's like the rest of your life is now starting. I had a powerful activation this week. Any more insight on it? You broke out of some kind of projection. You took your power back over some kind of projection. Like you rewired the way your brain thought about something. King of Swords in reverse. You rewired the way your brain thought about something. This looks like solar plexus, but it's in reverse. So below your solar plexus is your sacral chakra. It feels like you're advancing through the solar plexus. Going down, your next experience is going to be sacral chakra. So it's like an honest reflection of truly who you are now comes next. And then root chakra, some kind of financial release after that is how that feels. Between now and July 26th, when will I be able to complete my placement hours and advice from spirit on what to do differently? Between now and July of 26. That's what, like a year and May, June, July. So a year and 2 months. So let's do 12, 13, 14. That's 14 months. Let's do the first 4 months. First 4 months, it feels like you're not going to be all the way happy with your progress. That kind of feels to kick you in a higher gear. So then we have 10 months left. So the next 5 months after that, making progress. It feels like you pick up pace at that point. Almost like things keep coming up, you don't get as far as you want, and then you're like, no, I'm gonna not focus on anything else but this. I'm gonna pedal to the metal this. And then the last 5 months, I almost feel like there's this fear of cutting it close, but then you end up fine. There's a fear of cutting it close even at the end, but you end up fine. Spirit, what to do differently? What needs to be taken off your plate? If it's not helping to fulfill this goal and it can wait, allow it to wait. You can do, what's that quote? You can do anything, but you can't do everything. And it feels like there's this energy of trying to do everything right now. Things need to be taken off your plate. Kevin isn't the right fit for surgery. Will radiotherapy help? I feel like it's going to help, but not be everything. Like they're different components of other things need to be brought in or something. It can only go so far. It goes that far quickly, but then there's no additional progress. So it feels like it helps get what is that? Like when you take the edge off of something. It feels like it helps to take the edge off, but then there's additional efforts needed. Aunt Fritz and ask her what's it like on the other side and were messages from Michael correct and if she can send you a sign. Sign in some kind of movie. Almost like you're going to see you almost like if you're watching something random or unexpected, or it's like you see her in a character of a show or a movie or a commercial and there's a deeper message in whatever that is, right? How would she describe what it's like on the other side? I would say she feels like someone who liked to learn or understand things. So this is kind of like I'm getting all getting out of it everything I'm putting into it, and what I'm doing right now is on this mission of like discovery. Page of Swords to me here is like I'm almost like I'm unleashed in this labyrinth of my own mind, and I'm exploring all the different avenues that I couldn't before in my human sense. So I'm studying the mind in the like in a way that I want to be doing this, if that makes sense. So I guess I'd say, what is it like on the other mind? You get on the other side, you get to do what you want when you want to do it, because you want to do things that helps you expand and like be more, if that makes sense. Um, were messages from Michael correct? There's some kind of misinterpretation there. The message being misinterpreted in some way. What wound am I healing? What wound am I healing? Conditional love wound. I don't even think that is that deck. A conditional love wound will show up as a belief that love must be earned through achievements or meeting expectations. I feel like because you're in a bit of solitude mode right now to some degree, it's showing you, look, you can still be compassionate with yourself, even if you're not making the progress in other areas that are out of your control that you'd like to be making. It's like when there's nothing you can do to actively earn love, will you still give it to yourself? Feels like that's the message. Paw is trying to reach me through numbers. Why? It'll make sense looking back. King of Swords in reverse. You don't have all the pieces yet. Ace of Swords in reverse. A need for clarity. I'm trying to hand you a piece of the puzzle, one piece. I'm trying to hand you a section of the puzzle, one piece at a time, but you can't proceed until each piece makes sense. He's building on something. I would say don't rush it. Allow the message to come through in layers. What can be his symbol for you when you're about to get the next piece? Gear shift. When things either speed up or slow down. Anytime there's a change in pace, he's about to give you another piece of the puzzle. Were my partner and I together in a past life? My partner and I together in a past life. Three of Swords is heartache. It's grief. So there can't be grief if there's been no interaction. Six of Pentacles reversed is like a one-way street. So it feels like this is maybe runner chaser type energy. Two of Cups in reverse, separation. I would say it does feel like there's some cycle here of maybe one person not all the way being ready for a commitment. Six of Pentacles reversed is like, again, a dead end or a one-way street. So I would say yes, but it feels like there's been a bigger purpose. Like you're meant to build a pattern so that you can break the pattern type of thing. Oops, what did I just do? Well, I need an operation on my knees within 6 months. I'm not confident in the 6 months part. 9 minus 5 is 4. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe like 10 to 15 months may be the recommendation. I don't think it's going to happen as quickly as 6 months though. Because Three of Pentacles in reverse, like the initial plans don't work. Maybe there's like an issue with insurance or something like that. I do feel like it's something they're going to want to do though. With Nine of Swords and Five of Swords, it's like we don't have that many more other options. and what you're worried about being the battle you have to face. I don't think in 6 months, within 6 months. Well, when will the union at my girlfriend's work produce stress reducing results for her? When will the union? When someone gives them some kind of not aggressive on its own, aggressively intelligent, like the argument that they can't just shun away. It doesn't feel like coming from your girlfriend though. It feels like coming from someone who maybe has like a step up in responsibility. It's like they need someone to I don't know, to I guess like put them in a corner where they don't have a way to excuse away the intellectual argument that someone brings. Two of Wands reversed, it causes their plans to fall apart. I feel like this is a bit out though. This is like a couple meetings away. This isn't quick. I would say it's probably going to stay about the same for at least the next 2 months, and then someone starts to get fed up is how it feels. Someone else besides just her. Is 3 years a good time for me to sell up and move to my dream home by the sea? I would say don't lock yourself into that time frame. Lock yourself into, once I get all of these tasks done, then within 6 months after getting that last task done, then I'm going to start to do this jump, right? It doesn't it just kind of feels like a stress thing. Like if you're stressing about certain manifestations, you can push them away because you engage in fears, right? So I feel like for you, it may be better not to look at it as 3 years, but to look at it as I have these 10 tasks and once they're done, I'm out. It feels like that's a better way to frame it. So not that that's not a good time frame, but don't lock yourself into it. Message from my higher self, please. Message from my higher self. One little change can have a bigger ripple effect than you're anticipating. And it may be the very thing that you're avoiding that changes everything else. It's like you're doubting if you're ready, but the only way to see that you're ready is to take action. Message from my guides and a song. Oh, did you guys hear that? Sorry. If you're late, I messed up my neck. So if I'm moving weird, that's why. Anyway, Fight Back by Nefx. Fight back and the devil. Victory over the devil. Fight back. What's the devil right now? Opportunity. It's like you're a sculptor that does those chisel, like they take the big piece of rock and they chisel it into a sculpture. There's a need to keep chipping away. It may seem like you're not making that much progress, but you're getting closer to the goal than you think you are. It's almost like the prize is already yours, but if it were to be obvious, the devil would do a lot more resistance and it would exhaust you, but you need the energy for something else. So it's almost like the reward is yours, but it's being hidden in plain sight until it's time. That makes sense. Will the new style of presentation I'm thinking off for TikTok be successful? Yes, but it would help to incorporate one more thing, one more element. And when I said that, I got judgment. So that's like judgment to me would be like transferring viewers into followers or followers into clients. So it's like it's missing the like I got you, now I need to grab you, or like I got your attention, now I need to keep it. It's a hook. That's not the hook. The hook's the beginning. This is like the follow up. Yes, but add in some kind of follow up, whether it's a comment thing, like comment this, or like check me out here, something like that. Was Maggie the right person to hire for the job? Was Maggie the right person? I feel like this is someone who was teachable, but not all the way as ready as they may have seemed like it was. So it may take a little bit more work to get this person to where you want them to be, but at the same time, I feel like they're willing to do the work. So I feel like it could go either way. It depends on how much time you have, I guess. If you have time to train a little extra or to guide a little more, then it feels like that person would be a good fit. But if you need someone who just doesn't need any hands-onness from you, then maybe it's better to go with someone else. Do my guides have any helpful guidance for our upcoming family trip and a song? Wake Me Up by Aloe Black. So it's the cover for the Avicii song. Cover, Wake Me Up. Temperance and Four of Wands reversed. Get yourself ready with patience. Your patience may be tested. Maybe you don't sleep well, or maybe you're just exhausted. Like, you know how some trips you come home and you're like, wow, I need a vacation from the vacation because I'm exhausted. It kind of feels like it's going to give that energy. Yes, helpful guidance. Be mindful that, not in a bad way, but it's kind of giving being an empath in a room full of people who are not also empaths, and it can feel a lot heavier when you are the empath around a bunch of people who are not the same type of empath. So be mindful of how much of other people's feelings you're holding on to, I guess is what I'd say. Kind of feels like this is like a shedding for you of sorts. I've been in a mental block. Do you see me getting back to my watercolors soon? Maybe this deck that it's interesting you're asking this on a day that I'm using this deck, the stained glass tarot. Watercolors makes me think of stained glass. I'm wondering if maybe you could go online and print out some outlines of things and start watercoloring them. Maybe it's from the from scratch of it right now. While that would all be your original art, obviously, maybe you need like a coloring book motivation thing to pull you back in. Like, not like a coloring book, but go online and like type in the scene, go on Google, type in like beach scene coloring page or something like that. Maybe things like that to draw you back in. What I'm getting at, it kind of feels like the mental block is simply a lack of inspiration. It's like there's so much other things going on in your mind. You're like, what could I even focus on right now that it would pull me out of this? So if you give yourself the image first and work it backwards, it may reestablish that motivation to do it. Eight of Wands and the Empress in reverse, Queen of Cups. It just feels like it's a lack of motivation. Queen of Cups is upright. It's not. It's almost like it's representing the way in which you're now communicating with your higher self different. It's like you new levels, new devils. Now you need more of the plan. It's symbolic in a way. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't think that makes sense, but that's what I'm getting. So coloring book pages. Hey Mandy. I'm an hour behind. I need to go faster. What message do my guides have? What message do my guides have? There's something that's better used as fuel rather than allowing you to restand in your own way. Reshape. I don't know what word to use. Competitive type thought, like reshape the thoughts that are trying to stop you and find a way to turn that into fuel, like literally in the moment when you have the thought, physically write down a contradictory positive thought. There's something that's being recalibrated right now for your benefit. Oh, also everybody go check out my video with Mandy. We did the psychic seeing. I lost my place. There we go. Any non-career messages, energy read and growth. This is giving me the visual of like a well, like how I give that reference of the well. You're at the bottom of the well, you find a purpose, you pull yourself back out of it. Either way out, you're either facing a competitive type resistance or like a burden resistance. So don't resist the hard choice or don't resist the fear, because either way you turn, you're going to have to take action in the opposite direction of a fear. And with the Ace of Cups being reversed, it's like that actually becomes the one piece you need to figure out the next steps. So this doesn't just feel like career, although it does feel like it has a little bit to do with that, because that pattern is repeating in other areas of your life where you face the fear and you're freed from the resistance. Could it be something is trying to prevent me from cutting a cord, or maybe the stress of the whole situation? I'm not moving fast enough. Emotions, independence, finality. Could it be maybe not something trying to prevent you from cutting cords so much it is your own mind, like, oh no, I don't want to get rid of that. That was a comfort zone, or that was normal life for me. It's like resisting change almost. So could it be that? Yes. It feels like the answer to that is catching yourself in autopilot type thoughts. Like when I'm experiencing this emotion, my brain autopilot starts to go down this path. If I catch myself, I don't go down that path and I don't get back in that same energy type thing. Will my son's father have to do supervised visitation, or is that what you meant by me not getting what I'm asking for? Will he have to do supervised visitation? Four of Wands is reversed. Lack of victory. But Four of Wands reversed in this case. Yeah, but see all the swords? I feel like that's the piece you're going to have to continue to fight for a bit. It might be, okay, we'll do it this way for the first 6 months and see how that goes. And you might have to just go back and fight for it again after that time period. They might try a trial period. Four of Cups is reversed. So it's like, you need to show us that this is going to be the right long-term decision, is kind of how that feels. So that feels to be the element that's up in the air. Do you see justices will crystal clear of this felon will not immunity for personal time? Do you see justices will crystal clear of this felon will not immunity for personal time? I think I need you to retype that. I'm not sure exactly what you're asking. Do you see justices will crystal clear of this felon? Will they, okay, I'm going to read this like this, and if it's a different way, let me know. Will they give immunity for personal time? Will they give immunity? They're not trying to do that, no. So either I'm incorrectly interpreting the question and I'm disconnected, or no, because we don't have enough, we need more information, we're not trying to give immunity. I'm constantly yelled at to shut up, taunting, thoughtless, nobody cares without saying 3 words. I feel blocked, struggle to complete things. What have I spiritually ignored? What have I spiritually ignored? Constantly yelled at to shut up, I'm taunting, thoughtless, nobody cares. What have I spiritually ignored? I don't think you've spiritually ignored anything. I feel like it's just you haven't had the opportunity to know what support feels like, so your brain has started to replicate that lack of support internally. 4 Pentacles reversed, I can't do what I wasn't shown how to create. So I avoid my own mind. It's kind of giving reparenting. What have you spiritually ignored? I don't think you've ignored it. I think you haven't ignored the fact that you haven't had the support that you needed externally. And I think your awareness of that causes certain avoidance. So I guess I'd say reparenting, allowing yourself to feel supported in the things that you feel, knowing that you still feel a lot of them because you never had the support to unpack them. Is the soulmate JP, CT, or a coworker? Is the soulmate JP, CT, or a coworker? None of them. But the moon in reverse for coworker. Is there someone else you know that kind of reminds you of a coworker? Like this person's energy feels like Bob from sales or something, like, but it's not the same. That's the hit I'm getting off of this. I'm not getting really like a strong hit on any of them. Does my boyfriend love me like he says, and is he my soulmate? Does my boyfriend love me like he says? Okay, I'm going to say it like this. There's a lot of slow built passion here. So it feels like this person went into this relationship like, I'm not just going to get into a relationship with just anyone. I'm going to wait for the person that is my equal, or I'm willing to wait for the right person as opposed to just jumping into anything. And it feels like that decision has paid off. So I do feel like the first part of that is yes, because it feels like this is very intentional. Is he your soulmate? Not that it's a no or a yes. I feel like the answer that I'm getting with this is someone who's meant to show you the truest honest reflection of yourself so that you can love yourself enough to make the decision to love someone who's going to love you instead of hurt you. Not that this person is, I feel like people in the past, like you love yourself enough now to let yourself be with the right person instead of running to a comfort zone where the person only hurt you. So I do feel like this person is an important soulmate to you. Does that mean it's your ultimate forever person? I'm not saying yes or no to that, but I'm saying there is a lot of buildability here because it's intentional. Yes, everyone go check out Brock's podcast episode last night. And there's another one with Michaela tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Bridge wall. There's a wall between her husband and I. So how did I word that? I said, when it's time, you'll know. Bridge wall. Husband and I. When it's time, you'll know. Message about the bridge wall. Communication, patience, new beginning. When it's time to have a conversation, you'll know that it's right. It doesn't feel like that time is right yet. Hold on. I can probably find out really quick, actually. Amsterdam 2. Oh, wait, hold on. Is that the right one? Yeah, Amsterdam 2 is the where it says TRC members readings, that font, Amsterdam 2 from Canva. Mm-hmm. I love Reverend Donna. Are Lily and Jack near the latest update Rev Donna put out? I didn't see that, but I saw it pop up on my thing. I didn't watch it yet though. King of Swords in reverse gives me download. Eight of Wands in reverse gives me well. See how it's like a well-shaped thing? Did she say something about that? Reverend Donna did an update. What can we know about the location? Page of Swords. I would say that if there's something in Reverend Donna's reading that if she referenced them being in a structure underground, if she referenced some kind of well and the relation in which this place was to the environment of the house that Lily and Jack left from, she's in the right vicinity. So let's say she referenced some specific, she got stabbed in the eye. She referenced some specific, I just got stabbed in the eye by my eyelash and it made me think of Third Eye, download, King of Swords. Yeah, she's on to something. Specifically, and a confirmation of sorts if she referenced some kind of structure under the ground well. I guess this could be like a dam. No, it doesn't feel like a dam. Give me one more card about Reverend Donna's reading and Jack and Lily and why I'm getting stabbed in the eyeball by an eyelash. Seven of Wands. She's right about the structure of something. Sorry, my eye is bugging out right now. She's right about the structure of something. Eight of Wands. She's a little off about the distance, but she's dead on about the structure. And like the relation of the structure to the house. I'll have to watch that. Can someone please remind me? So I can go back and watch that. Message and a song from spirit guides regarding what actions I need to focus on right now. That came out first. It's like you're trying to go forward to the next thing without completing what you were just working on. So you keep adding more to the plate without taking something off. So it feels like right now, what actions do you need to focus on? What needs to be completed? Like it's almost like you have 10 projects that are 90% done, and you could have 3 that are done and be working on the 4th. It's like needing to wrap things up and bring them to conclusion before adding anything else. Message for the weekend. Christine, I just saw your email as well before I hopped on here. I'm going to try and do that today. Message for the week. Sit with it. There's a need to sit with it. It's surfacing for a reason. It's helping you rewire the way that you view a situation that feels consistently popping up. Like, okay, this time I'm going to change the way I think about what's possible, I guess is a corny way to word that, so that next time this situation pops up, I don't go to panic. I go to, okay, I have tools for this. It's like this, it's popping back up to rewire it. Do my guides have anything for me that I'm failing to see right now? That I'm failing to see right now. You don't have to rush yourself to be seen, but you also aren't in the energy of needing to hold back anymore anyway. It's like there's balance between vulnerability and rest, and you're getting clarity on where that is. So you'll take a step and then you'll be like, oh, that feels good, or no, that doesn't, and then make adjustments accordingly. Don't expect every step to feel like the right one. Allow yourself to be like, yes, that aligns or that doesn't, and don't blame or shame yourself for the ones that don't align. And Strong Enough by Cher is playing. Good luck, Linda. Mm-hmm. Message from my spirit guides. Message from my spirit guides. I feel like I've referenced to you about journaling before, and I feel like maybe that's not what you're doing, but you've been taking some other form towards expressing yourself in a different way. And it's almost like the message here is you've released a lot of the bumper cars from your mind. Like before, they were all bouncing off of one another. You're taking some kind of different approach, and there's less clutter. 5 of Swords is what it felt like before. What does it feel like now? Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity. I would say whatever you're doing expression wise, keep doing it. It's making space. I almost said progress, but it's making space. Has my mother-in-law got a message for her daughter? Mother-in-law to her daughter. The truth I see now is there was so much more waiting for me on the other side. Save You a Seat by Alex Warren. I Can See Clearly Now by Johnny Nash. Someone referencing being with someone on the other side. I feel like there may have been this fear from your mother-in-law of passing, whether spoken or unspoken, and it's almost like she's coming through like, nope, that's actually everything that I wanted it to be. Like there's this peace here, there's this I don't have to run just to keep up with life type feeling, but not physically. I feel like she's the kind of person who is always taking on everything for everyone and holding space and making sure everyone else was okay before herself. And she's like, it's kind of nice because now I get to watch everyone but I get to relax as well to some degree. Um, Six of Wands is a victory. Five of Swords in reverse, victory over the battle. Finally, my mind is at peace, and for some reason, I feel like this is a father figure. Like she's with a father figure. There's peace in that reconnection. I'm always humming 35 plus years while making videos, events, privately, some bars. What is it and why? I do the same thing. I do the same thing. After I pull cards, I'll tell you what I think it is. King of Swords, the authority of the mind, the world in reverse, is always running. Humming to me is like white noise or like brown noise. Like there's a lot going on in the brain, and you're like, hold on, I need a minute. You don't think as much when you're humming. I just dropped a bunch of cards. Let me see what's on the bottom. You don't think as much when you're humming. Queen of Cups. Yeah, it's like humming allows you to feel instead of think. Gives you a break, little break from your brain. Oh, you're welcome, Christine. I like that. Let me see what wound is being released from this. Because everything's for a purpose. So you're putting something down. The wound of the unclaimed soul, becoming everything but who you truly are. Yeah, because I said it's like you're getting to see it from a different perspective to put it down. There's like this fog clearing. And it may be uncomfortable, but at the same time, it's almost like you feel guilt for giving the guilt back, but you're not giving the guilt to anyone. You're just releasing it from yourself, right? So, okay, here's the perspective I want to hand you. Someone does something bad, you feel guilty, and you carry this for a while. This person's already been dealing with whatever they were supposed to deal with from that in their life. You saying, I'm not going to carry this guilt anymore, it's not mine, doesn't mean you're throwing it to them and knocking them over. It just means you're not carrying it anymore. I feel like that's the realization that will kind of allow you to put it down. It's not that your lack of carrying the guilt means that their guilt gets heavier. That's not how it works. Is the leadership role coming way Kristen's job once coming your way once Kristen leaves? Coming your way once Kristen leaves. Is this a role that they could collapse? Like once this person leaves, we're going to have this person and that person pick up their slack. If not, I feel like it's not something that's happening immediately. But this kind of reads like, let's save money by getting these other two people to each do half of the roles that Kristen used to do. Um, is there an opportunity for something? Yes, but I feel like you're going to have to talk to someone before like it's not like I interview for this. It's like I need to talk to someone to get my foot in to make sure they don't close this door completely, if that makes sense. Almost like they want to dissolve the position. I don't know if that is literal though. Or like something with the time frame of trying to buy time before filling it. Will my sister's friendship with Amber be fixed while on their trip, or will they continue to drift apart? What will happen on their trip? It's giving we agree to disagree. Three of Pentacles, we're working on a team towards Ten of Swords in reverse, healing, but Hierophant in reverse, we're still not necessarily seeing eye to eye. Ace of Wands, there's an opportunity for a new beginning. This kind of gives, okay, we're never going to agree about this, but we both really don't want to walk away from this friendship yet. So let's see if we can knowingly continue to come together while also knowing we're not going to ever see eye to eye about this specific thing. So I feel like there's opportunity to come together. It may take a minute though. Will J and A reunite or just stay friends? Will J and A, turn this down a little. That's better. Woo. Will J and A reunite or just stay friends? I feel like just friends is probably better for at least one of them. God will never give you peace somewhere that you don't belong. It's giving that. It's giving it was meant to be like a lesson or a season. What is my soul mission in this lifetime? What is my soul mission? To build some kind of structure off of what could have broken you. That can translate in any way. Like my mind was my biggest obstacle. Now I'm helping people plan and strategize. It's like the opposite of what once held you down. King of Swords, the authority of the mind. To make something out of overcoming the biggest obstacle your mind has faced. It's kind of giving like Capricorn energy, honestly. But like in the sense of tell me I can't and I'll show you how good I can do it. It's like your brain needed the fulfillment of that because of maybe previous lifetimes of suppression is kind of how that reads. Oh, that makes so much sense. She was always curious, science, geology, spiritualism, poetry. That's the one where I said she was exploring the labyrinth of her mind. That makes sense. Freedom to learn everything she wants would be heaven to her. Well, I think she has gotten her wish. I think she has gotten her wish. That's funny. Yeah, that makes sense. You don't need to know the whole path. Just trust the next step. Under construction. It's kind of giving like if you want to get to the top, you'll have to take the stairs. It's giving like a gear scene, like how all the gears work together. It's like she finally gets to go behind the scenes and she's like, oh, that's how those thoughts are made. That's how those mindsets are formed. It's like it's kind of giving her being at Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory, but the chocolate factory is the human brain. And she's like, oh, this is great. That's funny. Will things improve if Viter moves back home? Yes, as long as there's that one person that doesn't smother him. Like it could either be really helpful or it could be very detrimental. And I feel like it all comes down to, am I going to feel smothered and what's that word? What's that word I'm looking for? Micromanaged. I don't want to feel smothered or micromanaged because if I do, it's going to set me. If I feel like I'm home because of incompetence, it's going to make me spiral. If I somehow feel like it was my idea to be here and that I'm here unbothered or like unmicromanaged, then it can help. So I feel like it's a fine, delicate line to walk. Six of Wands in reverse. I need my space still. Like, even if I'm home, I'm saying, even if I'm home, I still need my space still. Any more info on the soulmate? Isaac, no idea of who. Any idea? Any more info on the soulmate? Not who you'd expect. Well, the fortune kind of gives past life soulmate, like not who you'd expect, not necessarily all the way familiar, but there's familiarity to their energy. Like the human version doesn't feel as familiar as their energy signature feels. And just because soulmate, it doesn't mean that's the person you're going to end up with. It just feels like there's a strong energy that is going to play some significance in a soul level way, which can be a teacher, which can be a relationship, which can be a guide, which can be a mirror, which can be a friend. I know you're talking about romance. Not who you'd expect. Their human side doesn't feel familiar, but their energy does. What will the spiritual seekers in my collective benefit from the most with me? I'm very diverse. The Emperor. So the masculine mindset about clarity. The masculine mindset about clarity. Pain. Masculine mindset, clarity, pain. How to use actions taken against you as fuel instead of making it put. How you can use people's doubts about you as obstacles or a ladder. Planning how to rise again after things didn't work out the way you intended them to. What will the spiritual seekers in my collective benefit from the most from you at the moment? Root chakra rebuilding, especially as it pertains to action. Human by Christina Perry is the song. Putting widespread putting widespread well-known issues that a lot of people deal with in a practical nature, how to take action from the root chakra. Will my upcoming test results be an affirmative result? Is there a way for this to come out as inconclusive? Or like you get answers and you're like, I want to make sure, I want to get a second opinion. Something seems dug all the way into. Something's still uncovered. Affirmative. Yes or no affirmative? Yes. It's like, yes, affirmative, but you're left still having more answers that you want, if that makes sense. Rev Donna, yes, an old water tower close to the home. Oh, okay. Water tower. The Eight of Wands was in reverse, so I was thinking underground water tower. Was she saying the water tower was a marker for something, or was she saying they're in the water tower? I feel like if she was referencing the water tower being a marker, she's close to where they are. If she's referencing them being in the water tower, I feel like they're not in the water tower, but where the water tower is, or how she described the rest of the scene. Um, I think I have to watch her reading to see, and I'll loop back to these, but she may have one piece a little off, but she's like right there is how it feels. All right, I'm going to do about 3 more and then I have to hop off. Any more info on the soulmate Isaac? Oh, wait, I did that one. Go back to this list. Super chats are closed. Is my spirit and will beginning to kick back in? I was heartbroken and exhausted. Is my spirit and will feels like the focus is this is very red too, and the Queen of Pentacles. It feels like you're rebuilding from the ground up. This is like the root chakra. So like your tower, everything that you thought you had structure wise feels to have fallen apart a bit, and now the destruction part is done. Now you're in the rebuilding. So it feels like you're getting this willpower back because you have a purpose. You're like, I'm rebuilding, I'm creating something here. It may have hurt the destruction, but the rebuilding feels good. So it feels like you've found your why again, which is what's pulling you forward. The base of the water tower is all that's left. Oh, she mentioned like a specific water tower. Oh. I'm gonna pull cards as I watch. I'll go watch her reading and I'll pull cards. Sorry, my allergies are bad, but I'll do that and see what I get. She's awesome. I love Reverend Donna. All right, everyone, I'm gonna hop off. I need to go check on Gavin. Please, everyone, watch Brock's podcast episode from last night. Very, very good episode. The first man that I've had on the podcast, so it's definitely a different perspective from all the females, which is pretty cool. I have my friend Michaela. Her episode is airing a little bit later tonight at 8 p.m. I'm a little behind on true crime because, as I said, I got my face zapped this week with the laser, and I didn't really want to come on looking like that. So please bear with me. I'm going to catch up next week. I will have Sacred Woundings 1 back in stock, hopefully this upcoming week. I don't know what else. My brain just stopped working a couple minutes ago. So I'm going to hop off. I will be on next week. I'll try to schedule it earlier in the week. It'll probably be Friday again next week. And again, I'm going to try and catch up on true crime. My podcast episode next week is my best friend from high school, Sarah. So that'll be fun. And the episode after that is Amanda, who is a professional fighter, and she has a fight tomorrow. So that'll be cool. We're catching her right after she's going to win. That's all. Okay. Well, let me see if Gavin wants to say hi. 1 second. 1 second. He says no. Okay. Talk to you all soon. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you for being here.